All right, what's up, YouTube? So today we're going to talk about the iPhone 8 and whether or not this is a good phone to get in 2025. So let's look at our specs. The iPhone 8 has a 4.7-inch screen, which is pretty tiny. We have a 12 megapixel camera, and that camera can capture image quality at 4K at 60 FPS, which is pretty good. We have 2 gigabytes of RAM and the Apple A11 Bionic chip. We have a 1,821 milliamp battery, which is pretty small, not really good. The phone was released in September of 2017. It's 148 grams and 7.3 millimeters in thickness, so it's a very small phone, very easy to hold in the hand, and it's very thin. And we are currently running iOS 16, and the phone comes in 64, 128, or 256 gigabyte models. All the other things to note is that the iPhone 8 is water resistant and dust resistant. Um, it's it's water resistant up to 1 meter, and this phone also has wireless charging, which is pretty good. So now let's look at the prices for the iPhone 8. So as you can see, it's going for around 120, 100, on average around like 120, 130 bucks or so. So, the phone has quite a lot to offer. You can get this device locally, maybe on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace for cheaper, but you have to make sure you're getting, a phone that's not damaged or, with a bad battery or anything like that. So let's take a look at our camera. So as you can see, the phone is able to capture image quality at 4K at 60 FPS, which is pretty good for how cheap this phone is and how good the video quality is. This is a great device for someone who's trying to start content creating, or there's someone who's on a budget and they need a replacement phone for a nice price. You could make great videos with this phone, so that's pretty cool. And let's look at what iOS we're currently running. So the iPhone 8 is currently running iOS 16.7.10, and that's the furthest you can go on the iPhone 8. Um, most apps are still supporting iOS 16, so you won't really have to worry about apps supporting. You know, almost all apps can run iOS 16, so that's really good to note. And yeah, there's not really much, to talk about the iPhone 8. It has pretty good, features for how old the device is. It has a nice look, it has the home button, it takes good camera, it has a good camera. Um, Social media use is good, light video game playing, social media is great, checking the weather, light web browsing, calling, texting, airdropping, Bluetooth, all that stuff works. So, yeah, with that being said, the iPhone 8 is a pretty good option in 2025 considering the price and what it offers. And, this phone, I really wouldn't recommend it as a main device, even though you could use it. But this device is more better as a backup device or something that you'd give to your children, if you don't want to give them something super expensive that they might break. And, it's a very basic phone. It pretty much does everything that you need it to do. The only weak features about this device is the battery life and maybe the RAM. Maybe it's not as fast as, the newer phones that have like 4 to 6 gigabytes of RAM, but you can still do quite a bit with this device. It handles pretty much a lot of tasks. Um, it's not fast, but it's not super slow. Watching YouTube or doing web browsing or video games is pretty good. This phone is pretty nice in my opinion. So if I would have to rate the iPhone 8 in 2025, I would probably say it's a 7.5 to 8 due to the price, the functionality, um, and just basically what it offers for how cheap it is. This phone is nearly 7 years old, so you know this device looks great, feels great in the hand, and I'll always love this device. It's pretty cool. Uh, I I do recommend it, but just mainly as a backup device, in case you break your main one. So, if I left anything out, please let me know in the comments. Let me know whether or not you're still using this device, or have used in the past. If you think it's worth it in 2025. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the videos. I appreciate everybody who's liked, comment, and subscribed to the channel. And I'll be trying to make more videos as much as I can. So thank you so much, and stay tuned for the next video. Peace.